we just relay some facts,
whether they're new or antique.
So just sit back and relax.
It's time for What's Up This Week.
Hello everyone, and welcome to What's Up This Week, your weekly dose of facts and trivia from University Branch Library. So I'm going to start things off by diving into the world of entertainment. On November 27, 1992, Seattle, Washington Mayor Norman Rice declared it Jimi Hendrix Day. November 27th is also Jimi Hendrix's birthday. The celebrated artist was born in Seattle in 1942. Though his upbringing was unstable, Hendrix found solace in learning and experimenting with music. He got his first acoustic guitar as a teenager. Later, after serving in the United States Army in the early 1960s, Hendrix decided to give heavy attention to his musical pursuits. He began working as a backing guitarist for many popular musicians, including Little Richard, the Isley Brothers, and Jackie Wilson. Hendrix's incomparable skills and stage presence steadily gained him recognition and led to the production of 3 albums: Are You Experienced and Axis, Bold as Love in 1967, and Electric Ladyland in 1968. The mystically talented and influential Hendrix has received enough accolades over the years to fill several pages, but here are a few particular ones. He was declared Performer of the Year by Rolling Stone in 1969. He posthumously received a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in 1991. The following year, he received a Lifetime Achievement Grammy Award. In 1998, Hendrix was inducted into the Native American Music Awards Hall of Fame. If you'd like to read up on Hendrix's electrifying life, we have numerous biographies on the man available for checkout. Alright, Daniel, so what do you have for La Gente this week?
Thanks, James. This week we're celebrating the birthday of one of the most influential cartoonists of all time. The creator of the comic strip Peanuts, featuring Snoopy and Charlie Brown, Charles Schulz was born November 26, 1922. Schulz grew up in St. Paul, Minnesota. He was nicknamed Sparky by his uncle, a name which would stick with him throughout his life. He loved drawing and sometimes drew his family dog, who was known to eat unusual things. One such drawing ended up being published by Ripley's Believe It or Not. After briefly serving in the Army, Schulz took a job at an art school reviewing and grading students' work. In June 1947, the St. Paul Pioneer Press debuted Schulz's first regular feature, a series of one-panel jokes called Lil Folks. That comic success would lead Schulz's next strip to be picked up by a national distributor. On October 2, 1950, Peanuts debuted in only 7 newspapers, but it was only a matter of time before it would explode in popularity. At its height, the strip was published daily in 2,600 newspapers in 75 countries and 21 languages. In 1965, A Charlie Brown Christmas, the first of a series of animated specials, premiered. Charlie Brown, Snoopy, and their friends would go on to appear in movies, TV series, stage plays, amusement parks, games, and more. Charles Schulz passed away on February 12, 2000, the day before the final Peanuts strip was published, but the legacy he left will live on for many generations to come. If you'd like to learn more about Charles Schulz and Peanuts, the library has many books and DVDs available. That's it for me. What do you have for us this week, Megan?
Hi everyone! This week's weird thing is that November 23rd is Fibonacci Day. This day honors Leonardo of Pisa, a well-known Italian mathematician of the Middle Ages. He is also known as Fibonacci, and he's known for the Fibonacci sequence. It's important to note that though the Fibonacci sequence was first introduced to the Western world by Fibonacci in 1202, it had already been described in earlier Indian mathematics. But it's Fibonacci who is known for the sequence in Western culture, and the name stuck. So what is the Fibonacci sequence anyway? It is a mathematical sequence of numbers in which each number is the sum of the 2 preceding numbers. It's closely related to the golden ratio, another well-known mathematical concept you may have heard of. The golden ratio is what you get when you take a Fibonacci number and divide it by its immediate predecessor. But why is this important? Without going in depth in the actual math behind it, I can tell you that many patterns in nature exhibit the golden ratio when it comes to geometry and structural symmetry. You can see it in the spiral of seashells, flower florets, artichokes, pine cones, broccoli, and many other living things. You may not realize it, but most flowers have 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34, 55, or 89 petals. Bananas have 5 flat sides. Pineapple scales have spirals in sets of 8, 13, and 21. These numbers are all part of the Fibonacci sequence. It's not a coincidence, people, it's science. We celebrate Fibonacci Day on November 23rd because the date corresponds to the first numbers in the Fibonacci sequence, 1, 1, 2, 3. The best way that you can observe Fibonacci Day is to simply learn more about the Fibonacci sequence and look for it in nature. I've just barely touched on what it is and how it is reflected in the world around us. There's so much more to learn. Check out any of these library items to learn more about this fascinating mathematical concept.